Each morning in Baton Rouge, we rise to meet opportunity. We carry the weight of responsibility proudly. We choose our paths. We move fast and we fly high. We light the way for others to follow. We make it happen. But what really matters is what happens when we land at home. Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport. Fly easy.
This is Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm.
How y'all doing tonight? I'm Morgan Beard alongside Aaron Lee here on Inside the Jaguar Nation. We have a jam-packed show as always, and it's coming down to the end. Oh, the suspense, Aaron.
You're right, Morgan. Both the men's and women's team need to finish strong in the SWAC. Each win counts, so let's get right to those highlights. All right, it's the Lady Jags taking on Alcorn State. That's Coach Sandy Pugh, and it would be Brianna Green getting it started right here. She gets the drive and the lay-in. She would finish with 17. Now look at this ball movement. They break the press. Jaguars get it up. Samantha Duncan takes a little contact, gets the two to fall in with a little contact. She would finish with 11. Now Morgan, it got close when Alcorn State tried to keep a little close here with the floater.
Yeah, that's right, but in the second half, though, the Jags would ice this one up, and it's Green with the ice in the veins, driving, taking the contact, and one, and then some more Green. Yes, more Green. She blows right past the defender for the scoop, and the score final. Lady Jags moved to 13-3 in the SWAC with a 75-55 win over Alcorn. Here's Coach Pugh talking about winning the SWAC.
They got to stay focused. They got to stay focused, and then they got to keep the eyes on the prize. You know, the prize is a regular season title. We want to be the #1 seed. That's been our goal all year long. You know, a lot of people voted us #4, and we were offended. I've been at this 18 years. I can't count the number of times we've ever finished below 4. So, you know, we were offended. I was offended. You know, and these kids came out and they've been working really hard, and we want to definitely maintain that. This is Southern. You know, this is what we do, and we're going to continue to do it as well as we can.
All right, let's look at some final stats. Like I said, Samantha Duncan finished with 11. Alaric Scott also finished with 11. Look, points in the paint, Southern outdid them 34-18, but this is where their bread and butter came from. Field goal percentage, free throw percentage, 15 of 14, 93%, and you win any games like that when you're getting the free ones. Now let's move on to those men. They're taking on Alcorn again in Warmer, Mississippi, and here you got Emmanuel Shepard, gets the nice 2. He would finish with 11 points on the night. But it's that man, double-double, Jared Sam with the hop step, gets it in. He would finish with 23 points. Morgan?
Yeah, nice little and one there. And Jamar Sanford, how about this move? Dribble, crossover to the other side, up and under, making a look oh so pretty there. But A.J. Mosby, though, he led everyone with 24. He plays for Alcorn State. And Dante Sterling slams it down. Southern outshot 82-67 from the free throw line. That is the difference in this one. The Jags fall 89-85.
Guys got a little fatigued. Kind of made a couple substitutions because we had to because of foul trouble. They got to the line. They made a ton of free throws. Especially in the second half. And we went to the line, and we didn't have our best shooting night from the free throw line. So we'll go back to the drawing board and get better. And we got 2 left at home. We got to figure out a way to get those.
Yeah, a little disappointing here. The Jaguars needed to win out as far as to keep their place in the SWAC. But Jamar Sanford and Eddie Reese, 19 points on the night. Bench points, Alcorn outscored them 25-9. And like you said, Morgan, free throw percentage was terrible, 23 of 34, 67%. And that's just not going to cut it for the Jaguars. Let's see how they do this week. They got Texas Southern coming up.
You know that's going to kill Coach Morris Scott, too, the free throws. I mean, it's a coach always on his players, on his team.
Got to make the easy ones, Morgan.
Yes, and winning a game where you lose 89-85 like that, you miss that many, that's going to keep him up. He probably still hasn't slept yet.
Yep, he probably hasn't slept, but coming up next, we got the human jukebox who never sleeps, always making moves. And coming up next on the show, we talk a little bit more basketball with our player one-on-one.
Yep, and it's time for the first break, as you said, Aaron. But we are just getting started here on Inside the Jaguar Nation. Stick around, we'll be right back.
You're watching Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm, with Brian Holland, Morgan Beard, Ashley Liotis, and Aaron Lee.
Welcome back to Inside the Jaguar Nation. You saw all those names, but we're the faces right here. Morgan Beard, Aaron Lee, each and every Sunday.
Yeah, that's right. It's time to get into our Performer of the Week. And it's somebody who's been doing it night in and out throughout the season. Brianna Green finished with 17-9 against Alcorn, and here she is.
We relied a lot on our defense in the fourth quarter. That's a big key for us. And for the first time, we actually boxed out and rebound a little bit. And that's something Coach has been preaching to us. So for us to do all the good things and the little things that she would say, just happy to come out with a win. It kind of shocked us at first because we didn't think they were going to press us. So when it did happen, obviously we had some key turnovers that we shouldn't have had. But then, we settled down. We, gained our composure, and then we came back in. Like I said from the beginning, like I told Coach P, fourth place, that's the prediction. But I told everybody we was going to come in and do something great. And I think we're doing this, we're doing good so far, ending off the regular season the way we are. So, we have 2 more games left in the regular season, then it's tournament time. Coming into this game, we talked a lot to Sarai and Bree and to myself and Carrington, just trying to get the ball inside. Because, we kind of match up in size when it comes to Alcorn. So when it came time for us to play each other, we always knew that nobody's going to block Sarai's shot or nobody's going to be able to get rebounds over her. So, we told her just play her game and do what she needed to do.
All right, we're going to switch gears to baseball now. We're going to look at what the Jaguars did over the weekend against Alabama State. The first game, game 1, wasn't good for the Jaguars. Alabama State took that one 14-0. Game 2, Alabama State again. They won big 12-6, but the Jaguars come in game 3 and take that from Alabama State.
Playing for pride in that game.
7-3. They had a game today, but it was postponed due to weather. Now let's hope the Jaguars can regroup. But earlier in the week, I got a chance to wrap it up with Coach Jackson before they left on their road trip.
The Southern Jaguars baseball team grabbed their first win 8-7 against their in-state rival, the Grambling Tigers, earlier this month. Head coach Kerrick Jackson relives that roller coaster moment.
It was kind of a roller coaster of emotions. Grambling jumps out early. Like I said, we don't get a good start from our starter, Jacob Snyder, so they jump out early. There's already some intensity in that game. We're trailing 6-2 there early, and they're 6-1 early in the game. About the 6th inning, I felt the lull in our dugout, and I challenged them. I said, listen, here we are in this situation where we have the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th opportunities to score runs. I need you guys to fight till that 27th out. There is no such thing as them being up on us big that we can't come back. Let's get in here and grind it out for these next 4 innings. And they responded. We put up a big number off some misplays by Grambling. We take the lead, so we're rolling on that. Then we give the lead back right there at the end. And then we go and, like you said, we get that walk-off home run.
Getting the program back to dominance is Coach Jackson's goal. However, he's learning how to deal with the pressure.
Again, the same thing. I think I'd be coming into, there may be, quote-unquote, more pressure if the program, when it was at its peak, if I'm coming in on the end of that. I'm coming in a situation where the program probably hasn't been very good for the last 7 years or so. So the idea of getting things turned around and again, getting these kids, because they haven't been successful here lately, getting them in the right mindset and getting them to understand what it takes to be a winning program. We do have the history here, so it's going to be easy for the program to get back to that. But right now, I'm dealing with a group of seniors that have never won here. And so they don't know how to win. So we have to first teach our kids how to win. They understand what the history, again, of the program is, but they were never part of that history. So there's no pressure on me to do anything other than to get these kids to understand how they need to go about their business and then coach them up the best way that we can to put them in a position to go out there and be successful.
For Inside the Jaguar Nation.
All right, talk about a roller coaster of emotions. Hey, the Human Jukebox always gives us some good feelings. And coming up next, we talk a little Boosie Bash.
Oh, that sounds interesting. We'll talk about the Stars coming back to Baton Rouge. And speaking of Stars, that man right there going to Indianapolis. We'll have much more. Danny Johnson in the NFL Combine right here when we return.
This is Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm.
That's right. Inside the Jaguar Nation, Morgan Beard, Aaron Lee, every single week. And every single week, we like to take a look about what's going on elsewhere on the Bluff, elsewhere around campus.
That's right, Morgan. It's coming down to the wire for the Jaguars and SWAC basketball. Also, baseball and softball is in full swing. Let's take a look at things that's coming up on the Bluff.
Yeah.
Thursday, March 1st, Texas Southern comes to the Bluff at 7:30 p.m. Then Saturday, March 3rd, versus Prairie View, 5:30 p.m. Then Thursday, March 1st, the women will take on Texas Southern as well at 5:30, and then Saturday, March 3rd, they take on Prairie View at 3 p.m. Now let's move on to baseball. Tuesday, February 27th, it's the home opener for the Jaguars over there on the Bluff against Alcorn State at 6 p.m. And then they go to a 3-game skid with Arkansas Pine Bluff at 1 p.m. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting all March 2nd. Now let's move on to softball. They're in the Hall of Fame HBCU Invitational Friday and Saturday and Sunday, March 2nd through the 4th in Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City.
Isn't that you, Morgan? That's your hometown?
Hey, well, I'm from here, you know, but I also got roots over there in Oklahoma. Just
You're
for anyone,
both. You're
I'm
both.
both, just for anyone that cares.
And that time is to be announced. All right, let's look back to the women's tennis team that's performing this week as well. They're back on the courts February 28th. That's Wednesday at 1 p.m. Speaking of basketball on the Bluff, it's coming to a wrap, so we want to take a look back at the 92-93 Southern Jaguar team that upset number 4 Georgia Tech. They were honored a few weeks ago. It was a great experience. So Morgan, we just want to relive that moment here on Inside the Jaguar Nation, and let's hear from those guys.
It's been something that we wanted to do for a long time, and just getting back on the court, being back in this environment, it's one of those feelings that you really can't describe, but it's one of those feelings that everybody that's an athlete wants to have, coming back home, somewhere where you played and, you know, did some things that other people didn't do, and it's just a great feeling just to be back in this part of time.
All right, let's move right along. And Morgan, this week, it's coming up big for our guy, Danny Johnson. He's competed in the Combine. It's happening this weekend. He'll actually work out March 5th. That's when the DBs work out. So we want to wish him luck. Biggest job interview of his life.
Yeah.
He deserves this moment. He's had a great season, and we just wish him the best, as well as the other guys that's preparing for Pro Day. We got Austin Howard, who will be preparing for Pro Day.
That's right.
We got Aaron Tiller, and we got tight end Dylan Beer. So we just want to wish all those guys good luck competing this weekend and in the future.
And Danny Johnson, talking about him, yeah, he's participating on March 5th, but like you said, a week-long job interview. He's got to go through those interviews, those questions. Yeah, they're going to be prying some stuff from, you know, his past to currently. They're going to be trying to grill him and try to catch him off his guard. So Danny Johnson, we know if he's going to be like he is on the field, he'll be on his game off it for these interviews as well.
The biggest thing, Morgan, is that 40 time. You want to run a great 40 at the Combine, and if, you know, subpar, then you want to come back Pro Day just to make that up. So let's hope we can get that great 40 time in. You know, those DBs need some speed, and we already know he has those hands.
Danny Johnson, Danny Johnson's got the speed, so he should be in good hands there and putting on a show at the national level.
Always putting on a show. It's the Human Jukebox, bringing those nice sounds. And coming up next in studio, we have the track team that just competed in the SWAC championship. We'll be right back with more Inside the Jaguar Nation.
This is Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm.
Welcome back to the show. Aaron Lee, Morgan Beard, as always. And we've talked about baseball, basketball, a little football even, talking about Danny Johnson and his Combine this week. But we're going elsewhere, too, track and field.
Let's get to some track and field. This week, we had a special treat for you guys. Brian Holland interviewed the track team, Coach White, and a couple of those Jaguars came in to tell us about their experience in the SWAC championships.
Hey, guys, here with a lot more jewelry than I have, that's for sure. We got, of course, a couple SWAC champions here, and then Coach T right here, Coach White. Yeah. Kind of talk about and sum up, you got the indoor season, now you're looking towards the outdoor, but as you can see right here, a pretty successful indoor season thus far.
Yeah, we had 3 individuals this year that won at the conference meet. We had Terralisha Mercandale, she won the 400 meters. We had Vashley Hannah, she won the long jump. We had Jamara Russ, She did well. She won the weight throw. We had a couple of other great performances, which was our 4x4 team, and Tara Alicia was actually on that team too. So, you know, we was like 3 meters from winning.
Yeah, so close to getting that first place.
Yeah. And we had Raylan Price, which she's a freshman, and she was third in the 800 meters. So we had a great performance, you know, finishing forward overall, but we're looking for even bigger things for the outdoor season.
Let's talk to Ashley. Kind of starting things off here. You got some hardware there. Talk about that and what you accomplished there at the SWAC championships.
Going into long jump at SWAC, it was really fun. I was really pumped. I was excited, and when I went to jump, I just tried my very best, and that's all I could do.
Let's throw it over there to Jamira. You got a medal as well. Talk about your SWAC season and what you've accomplished.
I've accomplished a lot this season. Actually, coming together as a team was one of my biggest accomplishments, you know. Bringing in a group of freshmen, training the freshmen to be the best, better than me, that's my biggest accomplishment. I know that when I leave, you know, I'm leaving something behind great. But as far as SWAC, I had fun. I had a lot of fun. I didn't beat that record like I wanted to, my personal record, which is a SWAC record, but I still had fun. I did the best that I could and just left everything in the ring.
I've been seeing you've been making waves, not just around SWAC circles, but beating some of the very best in the SEC and some of the other conferences. What does that mean to you when you go against the best and you know your best is even better than that? I mean, that's amazing. You're one of the best really in the country, right?
Yeah, and it's a humbling situation, honestly, but I still have to remain who I am. I don't want to get, you know, too big-headed about it, because at any moment somebody can beat me, and I've been beat before. But that's when you go back to your training and back to your personal self. You know, what can you do to be better? And you just have to think that you are the best every time you step at a track, and you think that you are the best.
All right, as the track team is always winning, the jukebox is always winning, getting low here on Inside the Jaguar Nation. Up next, we preview a hometown rapper that's coming home at the Mini Dome. We'll be right back.
This is Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Almost out of time, but something big is going to be happening soon here in Baton Rouge.
Right on the bluff, we got the hometown rapper coming home, Boosie, for his Boosie Bash, March 10th, 7 p.m. Get your tickets. They selling out fast. Cause I'm on, wipe me down.
No, he just did not do that.
Yes, I did. Great show, Morgan. We'll see you guys next week on Inside the Jaguar Nation.